Europe is done playing defense under US control. As Trump distances himself from Ukraine and Russian threats loom, the EU is pushing its own missile shield, the SAMPT MAMBA, to challenge America's Patriot. But can Europe's answer actually deliver? Or is this just political posturing in a war zone? Behind the specs lies a deeper question. Can Europe defend itself without Washington? Or is it bluffing with weaker cards? In the backdrop of a renewed Russian threat and growing uncertainty about US support for Ukraine, European nations are scrambling to become self-sufficient in their weapons and defense systems. Now, a new version of a European air defense system is set to challenge the dominance of the US Patriot. It's called the SAMPT. For years, Europe's SAMPT, produced through a Franco-Italian partnership, remained in the shadow of its American rival, which has garnered more orders worldwide and demonstrated proven performance on the battlefield. But its next-generation model is now being positioned as a serious competitor. The system's introduction comes as Europe debates its dependency on US weapons, especially with US support for Ukraine fluctuating, and President Trump calling on Europe to look after its own security. Air defense is now front and center, proven critical by recent conflicts, both for Israel, under threat from regional adversaries, and for Ukraine, which relies on intercepting waves of Russian missiles. European governments are reviewing their air defense networks. Denmark, for instance, plans to choose its next air defense system this year. Defense analysts say Belgium, Portugal, and the UK will likely seek upgrades soon as well. The SAMPT, nicknamed MAMBA in French service, is a theatre anti-missile system designed to protect military forces and vital sites like airports and ports against a spectrum of airborne threats, including cruise missiles, drones, aircraft, and ballistic missiles. While it cannot intercept long-range missiles, SAMPT is specifically designed to engage ballistic missiles with ranges up to 600 kilometers, though its own interceptor has a maximum range of about 100 kilometers. Produced by Eurosam, a joint venture between MBDA and Thales, the SAMPT uses the advanced Aster 30 interceptor and Arabelle multifunction radar. The latest SAMPT next generation features an improved 360-degree AESA radar and can be airlifted by NATO transport aircraft such as the Airbus A400M and C130J Super Hercules, allowing global deployment. It is designed to function even in highly cluttered and jammed electronic environments and is fully interoperable with other NATO systems. At present, the French Air Force operates 7 SAMPT systems and the Italian Army has 3, with a total of 18 systems ordered by various buyers. At the recent Paris Air Show, European defence makers showcased the SAMPT's upgrades, most notably a new 360-degree radar with coverage up to 350 kilometres. The Patriot has nothing like that, said Eurosam executive Eric Tabaki. But that's only part of the story. The US Patriot system is in a different league in terms of global reach. Over 240 Patriot batteries are deployed in 19 countries. The system has proven itself in recent conflicts, including intercepting Russian ballistic and hypersonic missiles over Ukraine, though newer maneuverable missile types now pose fresh challenges. Technically, the SAMPT next generation stands out for its quick deployment time. 15 minutes compared to the Patriot's half-hour, 360-degree radar coverage, rapid reaction, and advanced AESA radar technology. Its new Aster B1NT missile and vertical launch canisters also improve range and mobility. Notably, just 15 personnel are required to operate a SAMPT battery, compared to roughly 90 for a Patriot unit. However, the maximum intercept range for the SAMPT is about 100 kilometers, while the latest Patriot PAC-3 MSE variant can intercept targets at up to 180 kilometers. Production is another sticking point. Ukraine ran short of SAMPT missiles, and the manufacturer MBDA is still working to ramp up deliveries, while US Patriot missile stockpiles remain tight despite ongoing efforts by Lockheed Martin to increase output. And when it comes to defending against the highest-end threats, doubts remain. As Serhiy Kuzan, chairman of the Ukrainian Security and Cooperation Center, told Reuters on July 3rd,
precisely missile defense against ballistic missiles unfortunately cannot be replaced by the SAMPT complex, also known as MAMBA, a Franco-Italian battery, the only European-made system that can intercept ballistic missiles. In terms of quantity, the Patriot systems are the most prevalent and most effective in Ukraine, but still, it is a system for the armed forces. Therefore, the stock of missiles for Patriot will decrease, and thus will be automatically redistributed. This means that if we have a smaller number of Patriot missiles in stock, we redistribute them, and then certain civilian objects do not fall under this priority protection.
Ultimately, competition between Patriot and SAMPT reflects deeper transatlantic tensions. Europe's quest for greater strategic autonomy runs up against the US, which remains the world's dominant arms exporter. Even as Europe excels in shipbuilding, armoured vehicles, artillery and helicopters, it is still a major buyer of US missiles, drones and jet fighters such as the F-35. As military spending surges across the continent and production lines struggle to keep up, the coming years will determine whether Europe can break its dependency on US weaponry or decide instead to double down on transatlantic defence ties.